My name's Ben. I've gone from making less than 1k a month working at a hotel at 19 years old to making over 15k a month at the age of 21 through a skill called high ticket sales. I've lived in the UK all my life and it's a place that I absolutely love. I've loved my childhood here, I've loved growing up here, but I'm getting to the point now where I'm beginning to think, is the UK the best place to live for a young entrepreneur trying to grow their business or trying to do something different and making money online? And that's exactly what I want to break down in this video today. I want to preface this video by saying I absolutely love the UK. I love the people, I love the culture, I love the dry humour. Right? There's parts of the UK which I absolutely love. And it's exactly why I definitely will start a family there when I'm older. But I'm at a period in my life where I'm thinking, if I want to grow my business, if I want to grow as a person, if I want to grow physically through the gym, if I want to personally develop, is the UK the best place for me to be? And previously I would have said yes. If you'd asked me this a year ago, I would have said yes. And I would have stuck to my guns and said, I will stay in the UK. But after traveling the world the past year, going to places like Montenegro, Marbella, Bali now, I'm beginning to realize and I'm beginning to switch to the narrative that maybe this isn't the best place. Maybe the UK isn't the best place for me to be at this current moment in time. So the first reason why I feel like the UK potentially might not be the best place for me is due to the mindset. Now, again, I love the UK mindset, I love the dry humour, but it's a very negative place, especially if you're trying to do something different. Tall poppy syndrome is rife throughout the whole of the UK. And if you've never heard of that, it's the idea that basically if you try and do something different to other people, you're going to be shut down and you're going to be brought back down to reality. Now, a really good example of that is the founder of Monzo. Before he started the business, he went to UK lawyers and he basically said, look, this is my idea, this is what I want to do, I want to start this company. And all of the UK lawyers, all of them said, no, it's never going to happen, competition's way too high, the business model isn't going to work, right? It's not going to happen. And this guy, instead of just giving up, he went to the US, thankfully, he spoke with US lawyers, and they basically said to him, okay, yeah, this is going to be tough, but how are we going to make this work? How are we going to make this happen? And all of you now know Monzo, you probably use it yourselves, is a massive company, million, even billion-dollar industry. Now, if we go back to that mindset, if you're thinking of growing a business and you're constantly surrounded by people who are bringing you down, they're negative, they're telling you that it's not going to happen and it's not going to work and that you should just go down the normal route, then it's going to take its toll on you. It doesn't matter how strong your mindset is. If people around you are telling you it's not going to happen, it will have an impact, especially if you're a beginner and you have no proof of concept yet. You have no proof that it worked. You know, for me now, if I was to go back to the UK and someone was to tell me like, oh, it's not going to work, whatever you're doing, you know, I just ignore it because I've proven to myself I can do it. But if you're someone who's new into the space, they haven't got that proof of concept yet, it's very, very hard to ignore all these people around you who are bringing you down, who are telling you it's not going to work, who are giving you that, pushing that negativity onto you. So it comes to a point when I've got to think, is that the environment I want to be in? If I want to grow a business, do I want to be surrounded by people who are going to push me on, to give things a go, to take more risk, to try something different? Or do I want to be surrounded by people in an environment who are telling me that this isn't going to work? Right, it's not going to happen, you shouldn't give it a go, you shouldn't take that chance. As a business owner now, and what I've learned over the past 2 years is that, yeah, I need to be in this environment. I need to be in the environment where people are going to push me on. And that leads to my second point, which is the people you surround yourself with. And look, I have an amazing group of friends in the UK, I have an amazing family, I play football, I have an amazing football team, which is something that I absolutely love doing. And is one of the reasons why this decision is so hard to decide where I want to live. But are these people doing what I want to do? No, they're not. And I've seen this, right? When I went to Marbella earlier in the year, I lived there for a month. I was living with a guy who was doing something very similar to me. Now, when I'm in that environment, if I have a problem, if I'm worried about something, if I overthink about something specific in my business or through high ticket sales, closing, I will then go to Leo, the guy I was living with, and I'll say, look, this is like, I'm a bit worried about this. Like, I don't really know, like, what are your opinions? We'll have a 5-10 minute chat. And we'll come to a conclusion and then we'll go away and that thought will be gone. Whilst if I'm by myself, when I'm at home in my flat in Bristol, that will eat away at me. That negativity, I'll think of something and it will eat away. I have no one to speak to about it. Whilst in Marbella, I just go next door and I can speak with someone. And it's the same when I go out for dinner. You know, go out for dinner in Marbella, I'm talking business the whole time. We're talking about how to get bigger in the gym as well. Like, it's all personal development at the end of the day. Whilst in the UK, like, we don't have those same conversations. And that's not to say I don't enjoy those conversations, of course I do. But if I'm prioritizing growth, if I'm trying to grow as much as possible as a person, right? If I'm trying to make more money, if I'm trying to grow my business, like, which environment is going to be better for me? it's going to be the first one, right? It's going to be being out in Marbella, being surrounded by other people. And it's the exact same here in Bali. So you've got to think, like, are you in the best environment for growth? Are you surrounded by the right people to help you? And I'm a massive people person. I like speaking with people. I like leaning on people. I like getting advice. So I've got to think, where am I going to get the best advice? Is it going to be with people in the UK who aren't doing what I'm doing? Or is it going to be with people who are doing what I'm doing, who are living out in countries like Bali, in Marbella? And that's the question that I'm really beginning to ask myself. And I'm realizing that, yeah, it's not going to be the UK. It's going to be those other places. And finally is the lifestyle. You know, if I compare the UK lifestyle to what I'm doing out here, it's very, very different. And people in the UK, whether they're in London, they're working corporate jobs, they're working 9 to 5, you know, those guys work extremely hard in the week and then they save it for the weekend, and they're out on the weekend, they're getting drunk on Fridays, Saturday nights. And don't get me wrong, like, that is fun. And I like doing that, and there's definitely periods of the year where I will go out, I will have drinks, I will, you know, have fun with my friends and my family. But if you're someone who's trying to break free, they're trying to do something different, they're trying to start their own thing or learn a skill, then do you really want to be in an environment where you're pressured to go out every weekend and get drunk? When we all know what happens. You go out, the next day you feel terrible about yourself, you're extremely hungover. Well, I know I get like that. Then Sunday comes, you're feeling shit, you've got the week coming up as well, you've already lost sleep, and then you're trying to gain back all the sleep that you've lost throughout the week, and then it's the same thing again. It's not an environment you want to be in if you want to grow. You need to prioritize these things. You need to not be going out, because you need all your focus and attention to be going into the skill that you're learning that's going to help you make more money. Because if you don't give absolutely everything to it, then you're not going to grow and you're not going to do the things you want to do. So if I take it back and think about myself, when I was 19 and I declined my uni place, from September till January, I reckon I drank probably 3 or 4 times around Christmas, and then maybe once or twice between September and December. And the reason for that was because I was in a period of growth. I was in a period of my life where I had to put time, effort and energy into what I was doing. And if you want to do this online stuff, if you want to start a business, if you want to learn a new skill like high ticket sales, then there's going to be periods where you're going to have to put your full attention into it. You're going to have to work hard. You're going to have to put in the hard yards. And if you're going out and getting pissed every weekend, then you're not going to have the energy to put into it, and you're not going to get the result that you want. So ask yourself the question, what kind of environment do I want to be in if I want to learn this skill as quickly as possible? Is it going to be that culture of going out every weekend with your friends, being pressured into getting pissed and staying out till 2, 3 in the morning? Or is it going to be working in a place like Bali where everyone around you is learning? They're learning a skill, they're growing businesses. No one really goes out that much. You're constantly talking business, learning from other people above you. Like, which environment is going to be better? Like, fundamentally, it is going to be the latter. It is going to be a place like Bali or a place like Marbella, which is why I feel like, again, if you're trying to go through that period of your life where you want to do things different and you want to make a change, you can't expect to make change if you just keep doing the same things that you're doing. You can't expect to have insane results if you're just going to continue going out and getting drunk twice a week, right? It's not going to happen. I hate to break it to you, but it's very unlikely it's going to happen. Could you make it happen? Yeah. But your likelihood of succeeding is much lower if you do, which again is another reason why I feel like, look, potentially the UK isn't the best place for you at this moment in time. And again, I just want to preface that by saying I have fun. You know, I go out and get pissed, I get drunk with my friends, it happens, but I have periods of my life where I'll lock in and I'll work, and then I have the enjoyment as well, right? But you need that lock-in. You need to have dedicated time, dedicated focus towards something if you really want to get an insane result. So overall, those are the reasons why I feel like the UK, for a young entrepreneur trying to do things differently, trying to make money online, trying to start a business, probably isn't the best place for you. And how I've gone from one side of the coin, absolutely gunning for the UK and saying that I'll never leave and I'll always be there, to actually changing my opinion now and thinking, yeah, maybe this isn't a place I need to be for the next 5 years for the goals and the things that I want to achieve. So if you want to learn more about me, what I've done, check out the YouTube, there's loads of other videos on there. But if you want to learn how you could potentially get yourself in this position where you can make money online and you can do things like come to Bali and live here for a month, then I've left a link to a video in the description where you can find out more about exactly what I do, and also a link if you want to check out my Instagram. And even if you want to book in a call with me and have a one-on-one chat, then I've left a link for that as well. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. All you guys who are UK through and through probably aren't going to like this one. But look, I just wanted to give my honest opinion and my honest thoughts for someone who's potentially considering leaving and doing their own thing. Nice one, guys.